So beginning our yin practice in our child's pose. Start to float those arms forward, extending the arms, extended child's pose. And let's walk those arms over to the left side off your mat. Just take a nice side body stretch. And just noticing where you have any tension, resistance in the body. And begin to mentally let that go. Release. Nice deep inhale through the nose, into the lungs. Exhale, let it go. And let's walk those palms back through center and over to the opposite side, the right side. And take this opportunity to begin to let go of any negative thoughts, negative energy you're holding within. Any chatter in the mind. Deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Making room for positive thoughts, positive energy. And taking this time for yourself. And making it a good practice. And let's walk those palms back in through center. Floating up into your tabletop. Making sure to stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Just taking maybe 4 rounds of cat-cow. So gazing up, let the belly drop, tuck those toes. And then exhale round, coming into cat. Push the palms into the ground, opening up that upper back. Draw the navel to the spine. Inhale, tuck the toes, belly drops, gaze up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And from here, just to warm up the hips, the lower back, let's begin to let those hips drop over towards the right. We're going to make hip circles, then drop the hips down towards the heels and then around over to the left. So just moving freely here. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just trying to loosen up the lower body a little bit, and at the same time the arms, the shoulders, maybe walk them forward as the hips drop further back. And completing 4 rounds, and then just taking it in the opposite direction. Over to the left. So slowly feel the body, feel those hips, feel the glutes. Notice where you can go deeper. Go nice and slow. And just finishing up one last round here. Come back to your tabletop, nice neutral spine. And then just make sure that those knees are under the hips. We're going to come into our melting heart. So focusing on the upper body first. Start to walk the palms forward, keeping the hips stacked over the knees. And when you can't walk the palms out any further, slowly let the chest drop down towards the ground. Feel free to let that forehead touch. Or if you're really open in the shoulders, the upper back, really flexible here, you can start to gaze forward, lowering the chin down, so it's a little bit more intense. So in our yin practice, we hold the poses for a couple of minutes, allowing the body to surrender, find more space, especially in the connective tissues, the fascia, opening up the joints, those areas where we hold the most tension, tightness. So remember to go slowly into each pose, taking your time. Don't go diving really deep right away. Just slowly ease into the pose. Find your edge, that point of resistance, tension, and when you find it, hold there and just breathe. Let the body do its magic. Staying with your breath. Don't hold the breath. And let's slowly release out of this pose, lowering the forearms, the elbows, slide onto the belly. Let those arms come alongside the body, palms facing up. And then gently turn the head towards the right. grounding that left ear, just getting a nice little stretch in the neck here. Let those shoulders fall towards the ground. Let go of the legs. Wherever you're holding on, just start to let go. Totally relax the body. And gently bring the head back to center and just turn to the opposite side, this time grounding the right ear. Again, just let the body totally melt into the earth. Gently come back to center. Float those arms forward overhead, palms facing down. Let that forehead ground. And from here, still focusing on the upper body, the shoulders, take that left arm out in T. And start to roll onto your left side. So using that right palm for support. Let the head relax, rest on the mat. Maybe bend that right knee, start to walk it behind the left leg. So focusing on the chest here, that left shoulder. Start to roll as if you want to roll onto your back, but you can't because your arm is in the way. Opening the chest up to the sky. So if you feel pretty challenged here, just stay right here. If you feel pretty open, maybe take that right arm, float it up to the sky. Maybe reach around for the opposite hand. And if you find the other hand, interlace the fingers, coming into that reverse volleyball grip, opening the chest to the sky. So just an option to go a little deeper here. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Maybe on that exhale, going a little bit deeper. So in our yin practice, taking the intensity out, not forcing or pushing, just being. Just holding where you are. And taking one more nice deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. If you have that reverse volleyball grip, start to release, float the arm up. Ground that right palm, slowly start to roll back onto the belly, coming back to center. Float the arms overhead. Ground the forehead. And just feel the difference from that right side to the left. And when you're ready, let's take that to the opposite side. So taking that right arm out in T, palm facing down. Take that left palm to the side of the left chest, and then gently just roll onto your right side. Maybe bend that left leg. And take that left palm to the left thigh, if that's comfortable. Start to roll, opening the chest, the heart. If you feel really open and flexible and you did go for that reverse volleyball grip on the opposite side, go for it on this side. So always listen to your body, just do what you can do, don't force anything, don't feel like you have to go deeper. And just breathe. Keep searching for that edge. As the body relaxes and surrenders, maybe go a little deeper. These are really great poses to do. Most of us are hunched over our devices, computers, desks. When we're driving, our shoulders are really forward. So this pose and the first pose I like to do every yin class because it really gives us an opportunity to open up the shoulders, the chest, the heart, opening up the lungs, allowing us to breathe deeper. It's all good. Let's just take one more nice deep inhale. Really draw that breath deep into the lungs. And then exhale, let it go. And gently start to release that left arm, float it back onto the mat. Grounding the left palm, gently start to roll back onto the belly. Moving extra slow out of these poses. Float both arms overhead, grounding the forehead. Let that settle in. And from here, just slide the forearms in, bringing those elbows right under the shoulders. So we come right into our Sphinx pose. So walk those arms, get that shoulder stack over the elbows, take the legs nice and wide. Maybe mat's width or wherever you're comfortable. Keep the gaze straight ahead or feel free to close the eyes. Shifting your awareness to the lower back, the lumbar spine. So let's try to relax into this pose. So take any weight out of the palms, the fingers, the forearms. Make sure the shoulders are drawn down away from the ears. Try to relax in the glutes, the legs, the shins, the ankles, the feet, the toes. If you're feeling fatigued in the upper body or you feel like you're really working to keep the upper body lifted, try to mentally just shift that towards the lower back. And start to imagine there's a string attached to the front of your chest and to the crown of your head, and both strings are being pulled at the same time, puffing the chest forward and lifting through the crown. And as you do that, subtle adjustment, just notice the sensations in the lower back. So if this gets to be a lot of work for you, you always can just lower down, take a little breath, and come back in when you're ready. Don't lose that nice, deep, steady breath. Stay with your breath. If you feel really good here and you want to transition into seal pose, start to float those elbows up, forearms up off the ground. So this is optional. You can try it, and then if it gets too much, just transition back to Sphinx, nice and slow. Check and make sure that your shoulders didn't creep up. Press them down. Make sure you're not tensing in the glutes. A lot of times I find myself doing that, tensing the legs. So we want to stay nice and relaxed. Don't let those muscles jump in and do the work. So coming into seal pose, we're getting more into the mid back and the lower back. Taking some nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly transition back to Sphinx, lowering down, and then all the way down. Float those palms outside the chest, elbows to the sky. And then extra slow, make your way back to your extended child's pose. Maybe shift the hips from side to side. If you feel any tension in the lower back. And then from here, let's float up to our tabletop. Walk those knees in. We're going to make our way to our down dog. So however you want to do that, you can just simply tuck the toes, lift the hips up to the sky. If you want to flow through a high plank, a chaturanga, upward facing dog, if that feels good for you, go ahead and do that. Exhale, down dog. Shifting our attention to the hips, the lower body. We're going to come in for our pigeon pose. So floating that right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Draw that right knee over to the right wrist and the right foot over to the left wrist. So think about getting that right shin parallel with the top of your mat and letting that left leg slide behind you. So if you have any knee issues or if this is too intense, you're going to lie on your back and just do the modification. Crossing that right ankle over the left knee and gently pressing that right knee open. And then option to take those palms behind the left thigh. Figure 4 here. So this is the modification. If pigeon pose is just not working for you, you're going to get the same benefits here. So it's your choice. Listen to your body. So whatever works for you. If you're in your pigeon pose, stay nice and lifted in that hip, avoiding collapsing into that right side. And taking any arm position that works for you, keeping those forearms stacked or extending the arms forward, hands in prayer, lowering the chest, going deeper. Wherever you are, just breathe. Breathe through that tension, that resistance. Push the breath to that right hip. So we're going to slowly release out of pigeon. So coming back slowly up onto the palms. From here, we're going to sweep the left leg around. So if you're taking the modification, just come to a seated position. Cross that left foot over the right knee, coming into a seated spinal twist. So option also here, you can extend that right leg out if it's too much in your knee. So let me just turn this way. So feel those sits bones ground. Take that left palm behind you. Float the right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, hook that right elbow over the left knee. Gently come into a twist here. Gazing over that left shoulder. Deep inhale. And exhale, twist. And slowly release, come back through center. Take a little counter twist over to the right. And come back through center. Float that left leg, pass through pigeon. And then let's just make our way toward down dog, however you want to get there. You can just step that right foot back if you want to flow through a chaturanga, outward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And let's just take pigeon on the other side. Left leg floats up, three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hip. The left knee floats over to that left wrist. Left foot over to the right. And just take that modification. So if you did take the modification on the other side, just come to lie on your back, crossing that left ankle over the right knee this time. So just do the opposite of what you did. Coming into pigeon, staying nice and lifted. Maybe take a little mini back bend here, gazing up before coming into your forward fold. So just make sure if you did take the modification, you do take it again, because you want to keep the body balanced. Stacking the forearms, letting the chest drop. Just settling in here. Staying with your breath. Sometimes the body stores a lot of negative energy in the hips. So take this opportunity to breathe nice and deep and release any negativity, any tension, anything that's holding you down mentally, physically. Any stress, anxiety, start to let go. Give yourself permission to let it go. And slowly start to release, coming back up onto the palms. And from here, let's come into that seated spinal twist. So floating that right leg around, crossing it over the left, grounding those sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Take that right palm behind you for support and float the left arm up to the sky. Gaze up, reach and extend. Exhale, twist, crossing that left elbow over the right knee. Gazing over the right shoulder. And use your breath to go deeper into the spinal twist. So deep inhale. And then on your exhale, maybe twist. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. And let's slowly release. Come back through center. Take that counter twist to the left. And come back through center. And let's float through our pigeon pose, floating that right leg behind you. And then make your way to down dog, however you'd like. Maybe flow through high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedal those heels, bend the knees, move the hips if that feels good. Take whatever movements you need to. And slowly float those knees down to the ground. Flowing into your child's pose. Take those arms alongside the body. Coming into a little ball here. Inhale, float up to seated. So let's extend the legs out in front. I'm going to take a nice forward fold here. So really bending those knees enough to get the feet to touch, the hands to the feet. And then let those feet slide away, letting the body fold over the legs. So it's okay if the knees are bent a lot, just let the body naturally fold little by little. Getting a nice stretch in those hamstrings. And let's slowly release, walk the hands up the legs. Taking reverse plank here, walk those palms behind you, fingers facing towards the feet. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Opening the heart, the chest, the shoulders. Lift those hips up. Exhale, slowly float down. Let's take a second set. We're going to go right into it. Bend those knees, reach for the feet. Forward fold. Let that chest drop. Nice. Great job, everybody. One more last deep inhale. Exhale, fold. And let's release, walk those hands up the legs. And this time, coming into a reverse tabletop, walk the feet in, about hips width. And when you're ready, inhale, lift those hips up. Avoid letting those knees flare out. Exhale, let's float the hips down, but let them hover. Don't let them come down all the way to the ground. Just hover. Inhale, float the hips up. Exhale, come back down. Hover. Inhale up. Exhale, this time, come all the way down. Reaching the arms forward, around the back, turn the palms up to the sky, open to all the beautiful gifts your practice gives you. Rolling on to the back. Feel the body connect with the earth, the shoulders, the lower back. Float the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Thank yourself for showing up for your beautiful practice. Bring the forehead to the knees if that feels good. And gently release. Float those feet down to the ground. Taking the arms out in T. Let the knees drop over to the left. Gaze over to the right. And then back through center. Let them drop over to the right. Gaze over to the left. Inhale, come back through center, and then bringing the soles of the feet together, creating a diamond shape with the legs. Come into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Let those knees drop towards the ground. Close the eyes. And feel free to stay here or go right into Shavasana, extending the legs out. Bringing them about mat's width. And just settling in here. And start to let go of your practice, of any thoughts. Just come to the present moment. Relax the toes, the feet, the ankles, the shins, the knees, the thighs, the hips. Belly rises, belly falls. And chest is open, your heart is open. Shoulders, arms feel heavy. Unclench the jaw, relax the brow. Let any thoughts that come just float out the top of your head. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like, gaining all the wonderful benefits it provides. If you'd like to join me in closing out your practice, slowly start to bring some movement into the toes, the fingers, the hands, the feet. Inhale, float the arms up. Bend the knees, rolling onto your side, coming into a fetal position, taking some deep breaths there. And slowly, when you're ready, make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back. Closing out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Big inhale up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank yourselves for starting your day in a positive and healthy way. As you go through the rest of your day and the days ahead, continue to make those positive and healthy decisions. Be good to yourself. Be gentle, be kind, be patient. May there always be peace in your heart, peace in your words, and peace in your mind. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed your journey today. If you would like to see new classes, please remember to subscribe, like, visit our website at kavelalife.com, become a member on our Patreon account. By becoming a member, it allows us to create new classes. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Kavela Life. Thank you so much. Namaste.